We're back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with Sprt, support.com, and all I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos, guys. And it really means a lot when you hit that thumbs up, especially when I've brought value or added value to your investing journey. So here we are with support.com. We're going to talk about everything in the charts. We're going to look at the short float. We're going to look at all the updates right now and the technicals going on because of the volatility that this stock had and what is looking like an opportunity all over again going into next week. But it is something to watch carefully. But before we jump into all that, I want to share with you guys the 2 home runs of the day that I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. We're going to get right into it here with support.com. So the 2 home runs I mentioned this morning over at the Discord were phenomenal. It was a great way to end the week and a great way to end the month, right? The last weekend before the month transitioning into September next week. It was spectacular, guys. If this is something you want to become part of, I would like to invite you to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So here we are with NURO, one of the stocks I mentioned, CEMI, RNXT, and TAOP. This was our worst performer, and CEMI was our worst performer, giving 10% plus at its highest point. This gave jumps of 3 to 5%, 5 to 10%. But our 2 home runs, we're going to go ahead and look at them here on the chart. They were spectacular, guys. So here we are with NURO, and this jumped up in the pre-market, right, pretty fast, a 3 to 5% when we started watching it, pulled back down and took off a nice 20% plus in a matter of minutes. Then it sat sideways and took off to a highest point of 60% plus in the day, guys. This was phenomenal. Now, RNX was our second home run of the day, and it gave us a highest point of 20% plus in a matter of 5 minutes, guys. And this is what we look for. Opportunities daily. If this is something that interests you, you're more than welcome to join us. We look forward to having you join us. And it's not just about the stocks I watch that creates value in this community, if not the community itself that you can become part of today, guys. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with Sprt, support.com, and as we can see, this was explosive, and just as fast as it went up, it went down, right? So this is where FOMO and chasing ends up being something that you learn from that mistake or realize it's not something you want to do, right? I mean, the higher a stock goes, the riskier it gets. I mean, it was pretty risky right here because this stock has been moving since the $4 mark all the way to the 20s, and look where it ended up. This stock literally from the 4s all the way to the 60s, this has literally 15x, okay, in a matter of just 1 month. Now, this is a stock that I traded based off momentum, just like all the stocks I mentioned in the morning, like you saw earlier in the video when I mentioned them, just like this in the speculative stocks that I'm watching over at the Discord. This was one of the stocks I mentioned about a month ago. It gave us a nice 20% plus opportunity in that specific day because I'm always looking for opportunities daily. But there was a few members and a specific member that really liked the stock since then, has been piling on in. And as soon as they saw momentum in the 10s and 8s, they went ahead and announced it to everyone in the group. Just because somebody announces something doesn't mean that it's supposed to go up. Just because I'm watching a stock doesn't mean it goes up. But the announcement goes to show you the way the community engages and comes together, brainstorms, and pushes each other up. That's the whole goal. That's how it's unraveled. And the community has formed and evolved itself over time. And that's been my goal since the beginning. So I want to tell you guys something, that it's not just about the stocks I watch. It's about the whole entire community collectively learning and growing together. Now, just because you're in the community does not mean that you're going to see your stocks go up straight in a line. Look how much volatility it took and how much uncertainty it took to see this actually unravel, especially today after that pre-market drop towards the bell and then it ripped, right? Anyone would have gotten shooken out here. So it comes down to timing and execution, right? And that's the whole point of me creating that indicator and sharing it with everyone that you can gain access to as well, which is 42 Vision, right? 42 Vision lets you see in the charts where the momentum is, right? You could see it here in the different forms of the chart and the colors of the candlesticks. They change according to specific levels being met in the chart. But that's not the point here. The point is the community itself. This was being talked about since the 11s. I talked about it in the videos. I talked about it yesterday once I did my research, which I'm not going to spend my breath and time talking about something to waste your time and my time. I'm making the video to enlighten others and go ahead and share what I'm seeing, and you go and do further due diligence. The whole point is to motivate you to dig a little deeper and figure out for yourself what you see, or watch the charts the next day and make a rational decision based off of what you see in the charts yourself. So this has been talked about since the 11s. It went up to the 60s, and this went up literally 500%. And you would have known about it 500% ago, right? Not now, because the peak was 500%, but 500% before this in that community engagement. And that's what I want to go ahead and let you guys know, that it's all about the community itself, the engagement, and so forth. But let's go ahead and jump in here to Sprt.com and how this chart is looking and what I personally believe. And because I believe it doesn't mean you need to believe it. Just because I see it doesn't mean you need to see it, right? So the first thing is that the stock has actually gone up significantly and pulled back significantly, right? It's a big pullback. Now, it's Friday, guys. Friday tends to be a sell-off moment. A lot of investors are uncertain. This was racking up towards the end of the week, and here we are seeing some strength though, right? You could see the strength from down here, right, in the 11s, all the way up here to the 23, all the way up here to 26, kind of staying right there. If it doesn't break through this low here of 23.12, I mean, there might be some strength, right? And the lowest point of the day was down here at 25.79, so you want to keep that in mind. And then also the fact that this went up, went down, profit taking. People want to go ahead and take those profits. Now let me show you guys why this has not squeezed yet. And that's where a lot of investors are going to get confused. It's like, I thought a squeeze happened. Well, when this moved here, I stated yesterday, I am sharing my opinion that some hedge funds and some shorts have actually covered, okay, to an extent. And in this whole entire move, I believe some of them have covered as well, but not all of them. There's some that are actually going heavier. If you look at yesterday's video and videos that I showed before, this number has gone up, okay? It's at 40%, okay? Almost 41%, 40.98%. And the stock is still going higher, okay? Shares outstanding, 24 million. Share float, right there, 15 million. I mean, this is a low float stock to begin with. The short float, 40%. That's pretty big. That is twice as much, right, as your typical amount for shorting, okay? 20% is a lot. This is 2 times that. So here we are with Sprt.com running up to the 60s, pulling back, right, to the 25 mark, bouncing back up in the aftermarket hours, kind of sitting sideways, and it so far has shown some type of staircase effect here, right, all the way up to here and then all the way down here. So when you really kind of remove all of this, it is still up. So it's going to take the bulls to hold this up and push this back up and stay somewhere in the 30s and maybe 40s or even in the 20s to force the shorts from way down here to cover up here and push this up again, guys. So the shorts haven't even covered because this percentage needs to go down. It hasn't even moved, okay? If anything, it's holding itself up and it's moved up. So this is big. There's a very low float and there's a lot of volatility with it. I mean, this was a pretty big move. This has been a pullback. I am not going to be surprised if it goes lower, okay, going into Monday. But it's a stock you want to watch if it goes lower, how it's reacting, because shorts have not even covered. This might be the beginning of another explosive run, or this already happened here, and some of the most important shorts covered, and the other shorts that are holding are just hoping for this to go back down, and that the profit taking happens, and that the bulls get shaken, take their profits, and make the shorts start to profit as this goes back down, as people start to leave. So pretty interesting stuff. I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. And you have all weekend to do your research to figure this one out and pay close attention to it going into next week.